Mathematics with your girl Sunshine Monie L. Today is 249. We are in a day of 4. This is a day of Venusian vibes. This 4 brings that stability and sturdiness, kind of like that Taurian energy. Being dependable, reliable, that is the key for today on the 4. The letters D and V. See, like I didn't even have to look at the book. I'm starting to learn this shit. Look at me, look at me. So the letters D and V are alignment with the 4. D being fire, the letter M being that water, intuitive energy, and then the letter V being that earth, bringing things down to the limitations and things of the physical earthly realms, right? So we take that 4 of chesed, our imagination, the Olokun energy, dealing with our internal Maya, our internal law, and we're going to find balance, law, justice, truth, and harmony with it by putting that 4 into the 2. And once we put the 4 and 2 together, we come into 6, our tipper ref being confident and courageous with the balance, harmony, and righteousness of our spiritual experience, our Akashic records, hidden agendas, things beneath the surface, dealing with our subconscious and dreams of the 4. We're harmonizing that. And we're going to come into the 6 of also being Virgo energy of organization, management, harvesting, bringing it into reality. And we love it there, right? Learning more about it, talking about it, listening to it, and teaching. 6 also comes into bringing things into your moral and integral code, as well as into your habits and routines. So aligning more spiritual practices, more practices aligned with awakening your Akashic records, your subconscious, and influencing on your dreams. 4 also deals with home and family of Cancer energy, being more in tune with your emotions and your intuitive self. So, giving yourself all of that and harmonizing that into your daily routine and how you organize yourself are definitely great keys to of today. So, we're going to take that 6 of Tepareth, we're going to take that 6 of the Virgo energy, and we're going to put that into the year of 9. This is the year of Yasad, which is Cancer, home and family, dealing with the Sephiroths of the things. This is also 9, dealing with Jupiter, Sagittarian energy, expansion and abundance. Joy, optimism, generosity, philanthropy, giving to others. Be mindful of addictions and overindulgences and obsessions this year in the 9. We put the 6 into the 9 and we get back 1 and 5. You'll notice anything that we put into the year of 9, we're going to get right back in pieces, but ultimately it's going to come right back into the 6 after we get done chewing on the small pieces it gives back to us. So with that being said, this is the year of reaping what you sow. So like you're going to reap it, y'all. This is why 9 is somewhat is associated with like a harvest and karmic energy, because what we put into it, we're going to get back. We move in gratitude, right? We love getting mirrors back of what we put in, either to show us blessings or lessons. But overall, it gives us the reflection of what it is that we have been putting in, and we love it there. So we have the 6 into the 9. We get back to 1 and 5. That's heavy Aries Ogun energy, dealing with our solar plexus chakra. 1 being Aries Ogun, Aries energy rules over the 5th house. 5 is the Hera Kahuti. This is a celestial enforcer, still dealing with Aries Ogun energy, really enforcing our internal law that we started with the day of 4. Hey, Patrick. Um, 5 also deals with Leo energy on the other side of the fire vibe. So then you have 1 Ketter's Aquarius energy, that's the knowledge and intellect. And then it's opposing sign, 5 of Leo, the inner child, so we have the air and fire together. That's the creative, romantic, be mindful of the overly thespian, acting out, being extra and stuff like that with the 5. But overall, today's a day of 6. Today's a day of Tippereth, following that heart Sephiroth, that heart sphere, dealing with your health, wellness, daily routine, your moral and integral code, teaching and learning some things, speaking and listening to some things. And we love it here on this Energy of 6. Hey, Buddha. How you doing, Patrick? So let's read about the Netarus. Oh, and to remind you that the number 6 is brought to us by uh, the letters FOX. The letters F being fire, taking initiative on the things. The letter O being air, this is intellect, and the letter X being earth, still coming down to the earthly shelf, and we move in so much gratitude. Now we get into the Sephiroths of the Sphere 6, and let's read about it. Can y'all hear me all right over there on YouTube? Do I sound okay? Do I have smoke alarms in my house? Why wouldn't I have a smoke alarm in my house? All right. So 6 deals with Heru, that's Michael, that's Tippereth, that's Shango or Jakuta, and then Hindu Kush, that's Bhuvaneshwari. You're dealing with the 6th sphere. The sun is the planet because this stream is fire. Thank you, Steve. The day is Sunday. For my people born on Sunday, you guys might feel very jubilant today. The color is red and white. Like I said, the number 6. And the gems for today are ruby and garnet for my crystal wearers and rappers and all that. As far as my herbalists to put in your bath today, you want poplar leaves, paraíso, coxcomb, geranium, bay leaves, rampe, and vencedor. As far as the oils, you want olibanum and geranium. Incense, you want frankincense. The hakao or the mantra, the words of power for today is Hrim, Hrim. Thank you, Buddha. And hey, Anthony, the planetary words of power are Ong, Shrang, Hring, Shrong. That's Aung, Hrang, Hring, and Hraung. All right. The spiritual direction is the west, and the mundane direction is the northeast. The spiritual portfolio, which is the positive and negative emotional traits from this number of 6. Some positive is magnanimous, desirous of power and leadership, full of vitality, being strong-willed, zealous, noble, lofty, proud, ardent, authoritative, humane, reserved, above using underhanded means in the struggle against opponents. Some negative traits for today is being arrogant, extravagant, indecisive, overbearing, dictatorial, excessive pride, devitalized, hence weak-willed, tyrannical, boastful yet empty, and being egotistical. So be mindful of those emotional traits. Now, some mental traits that the 6 brings is the will, circumspection, and insight. Some corresponding careers that the 6 will invoke over here is people in authoritative position, father, mother in a one-parent household, king, prince, leaders, lieutenants, deputies, mayors, governors, bosses, supervisors, etc., as well as self-employment, because something about the tipper and being in self-employed goes hand in hand. The spiritual portfolio, the will or the men ab, which is your physical self, the determinant of character, crossroads, which is transitions, changes, transcending in essence of our divinity. How much did I pay for my laptop? I got this laptop a while ago. This maybe like 300 or so. It's the Lenovo ThinkPad. It's not like a powerful laptop. It's one of those like those yoga things that like flip over and you touch the screen and all that. It's one of those things. Oh, but now that I do this, I can show you guys my the PowerPoint that I be using in my mathematics. Kinda, not really. Doesn't really show that well. Anyway. The spiritual function. The will is the essence of our divinity. In the same manner that we help children develop by allowing them freedom to act within a circle of limitations, the Supreme Being develops man's divinity by allowing him a certain amount of freedom within a ring past not. The circle that men cannot pass corresponds to sacred structural lines that keep the world and its events in place. Outside of these, man has the freedom to choose what he wills. But as we have seen, success depends on law and order. As Tahuti and Mayat correspond to the communication of the divine law to our mind and not its imposition, we have the freedom to follow or ignore it. This freedom of the will to follow or ignore divine law is the basis of our divinity. There is no divinity where there is compulsion. We saw in the past chapters that the Men-Ob system of meditation is the means of liberating and perfecting the use of the will. On our perfection of this system depends on the upliftment of our character and our spiritual growth. The only time that spiritual growth and the transcending of our conditions take place is when we live truth of our free will in the crossroad situation. These situations are characterized by 1, the appearance that we will lose a great deal, real, imagined, or perceived, which will be opposed to 2, the truth which must be followed, and 3, the intuition of clever and seemingly convincing rationalizations for not following the truth. The latter is contributed by sect, and that is the energy there. So we went over the mathematics, the gematria, and numerology, and the netaroos of the thing. So let's get into the astronomical report, y'all. So we're on a day of 4. We start the day with a 37% waxing crescent moon. We're still in that moon of building. We're building the intangible things in our space. So mindsets, behaviors, emotions, our nurturing self, all things non-physical. The moon rising at 10:13 a.m. There's no set time for the setting of the moon. I don't know if you guys seen the moon tonight, but that moon was nice and big and pretty. And the moon is in Aries Pisces energy. So I think that was like when I was in Aries constellation. So who was that the moon was next to? I said it was Jupiter, but Jupiter is over there in Gemini. That's too far away. That's not it. It was near somebody, and it was looking real big too. Um, Uranus. Uranus is over there. Okay, so the moon and Uranus. That joint was big. Me and my son was walking. I was like, "What planet is that?" Looking like that. It was nice. But anyway, today the moon starts off at a 0 degree Taurus energy, so it's very easy to come into that space of wealth and abundance, materialization, finding that balance between the material world and the spiritual world, what we prioritize, what we value, our facets of love and forgiveness, romantic self, creativity is here. So the Venusian hours are like on the forefront, especially being at a 0 degree. In our energy exchanges as well as our spiritual self. So our Draconic and constellation chart are actually more in alignment today. So we're having more spiritual experiences with that Aries new beginning. Fire, solar plexus chakra is very heavy here, y'all. Which we talked about, right? With our mathematics, with the 6 going into the 9 and bringing us 1 and 5. That's heavy Aries energy. Yeah, before we got back to the 6. So we're going to learn how to organize and set up our solar plexus chakra today. New beginnings. Well, we also have Chiron over there in Aries energy too. That's how we transmute our wounds into strength. So that might be on the forefront of today too, on this day of Mars, which is ruled by the solar plexus chakra. It's just heavy solar plexus chakra. Be mindful of the military, be mindful of authoritative people that have overactive solar plexus chakras. Um, Fire is big right now. A lot of people are having new beginnings in fires, which is very like interesting. Peace, love, over there on Meet Me. I don't know how to read your name. Is that say Slain? I don't know. But peace to you. Welcome. Um, but yeah, today's heavy. I hate to say this, I don't like to talk about it too much, but gun violence is a big one too, because Aries Ogun energy rules over the iron weapons, and guns are a big one, bombs and so I don't want to say too much, but you know where I'm going with that. But lots of new beginnings happening for people in that realm. Um, and the constellations of things, we start off the day with the moon at 5% in Aries, which is the Ashwini Nakshatra. So I'm going to read a little bit off of my notes about what the Ashwini Nakshatra is, reminding you all of this is happening in the 6th house, which is the house of Virgo. This is a house of wealth, routine, moral, and integral code, what we prioritize. And just to read off a little bit of my notes. I have notes everywhere, y'all. I've been writing notes forever. Forever. I want to read off a little bit of what the 6th house does for us while the moon is sitting here giving us insight and telling us to nurture, finding, more motivation and ambition to nurture the 6th house. This is our digestive system. Our kidney, uterus, anus fall under the category of the 6th house. However, the 6th house in the astrology chart is known for the house of sickness and medical astrology. Moreover, planets in any manner connected to the 6th house cause diseases. So, the moon deals with the chest, heart, lungs, and blood pressure, and women's breasts. So be mindful, for those of you guys who have been dealing with those type of ailments. The weakening of this house means your health will suffer and there are high chances of falling sick. So y'all protect y'all health today. Take y'all herbs, take y'all teas, take y'all tinctures, take y'all oils, whatever y'all gotta do. That is on the 6th house of the moon. Now being in the Ashwini Nakshatra, this is the first at Nakshatra, so we're back at 1 in Vedic astrology. It's the strong point of the zodiac and it's associated with Aries, which is Mesh, and is ruled by the Ashwini Kumaras, the twin horsemen and healing deities in the Vedic mythology. It spans from 0 degrees Aries to 13 degrees Aries, and when the moon is here, this makes the first nakshatra moon pass in the beginning of a new lunar cycle. The symbol represents speed, energy, and the ability to move quickly and decisively. The deity of Ashwini are the Ashwini Kumaras, which we said, the twin physicians of the gods associated with healing, vitality, and rejuvenation. So focusing on your health, wealth, daily routine, being in the day of 6, all this stuff being in the 6th house, dealing with the Ashwini Nakshatra, we want new beginnings here. Paying attention to your blood vessels, your blood flow, blood pressure, and blood sugar is definitely heavy with that Aries energy as well. Veins and arteries. Do some working out. Do some, take care of what you put into your gut, because we know Aries rules over the gut, being in alignment with the solar plexus chakra, and we know the gut rules the mind. Okay. Um. Health intervention, divine intervention, and transformation are keys here. The ruling planet of this nakshatra is Ketu, which is the south node of the moon. It's a shadow planet representing detachment, spirituality, and moksha, which is liberation. It brings an energy of sudden transformation, instinct, and the breaking of attachments to the material world. As Ketu rules this nakshatra, Ashwini tends to have an energetic, restless, and sometimes unpredictable quality driven by desire for rapid change and transformation. Some positive traits of this nakshatra is being dynamic, enthusiastic, courageous, and full of youthful energy. It signifies quick action, leadership, and the ability to take initiative and start new projects or ventures. Some negative traits. The restless and impulsive energy of Ashwina. Shwini can sometimes lead to rash or hasty decisions. People or situations under this influence may become impatient, impulsive, or overly driven without proper planning. Healing and renewal are key themes here. Swift action and movement, quick action and decisiveness. Taking the first step in an endeavor that you've been thinking about is do it today. Today, do it. Mars is in alignment with so many factions right now. Yeah, definitely do it. Okay. When the moon transits here, there's an often surge of energy, and emotions may feel quick, intense, and spontaneous. So certain emotions, just let them pass through you. Don't be impulsive. Don't start, professing your love for people. Let that emotion settle down today. Today is not the day for those kind of decisions. Don't try not to make decisions based upon your emotions today. Let your emotions come to an equilibrium before you start moving all crazy. I would say wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow's a day of seven, which we get into the balance, harmony, and justice, interpersonal relationships, bonds, and contracts to the over scales. That'll be a better time to make decisions. But today, just sort through those emotions. Allow yourself to feel them and have fun with them, right? Da da da. Have a strong impulse to begin something new. Healing. Emotionally, the moon's position in Ashwini can bring a desire to heal or transform emotionally, physically, or spiritually. People may seek out healing practices, remedies, or new ways of addressing emotional or physical issues. Restlessness and impulsivity. The moon in Ashwini can bring a sense of restlessness, impatience, or a desire to break free from emotional constraints. This can be a time where people feel motivated to initiate change or embark on new emotional journeys, though sometimes without sufficient reflection. So that's there, okay? Um, and that's all happening with the moon, and we love it here. Not to nitpick, but the word moksha has a big O sound like momentum. Oh, it's moksha? You know, I'm bad at enunciation. So the fact that you're here and you know how to enunciate things, I welcome the correction because I want to say it correctly. So it's moksha. Am I saying it right now? So I can say it right later. The sun rises at 7:04 a.m. today. The sunset is at 5:22 p.m. In our thought process in the tropical chart. Yeah, good. Okay, thank you, Buddha. In our thought process, we start the day off at a 15-degree Aquarius. That 1 and 5 still bringing us to the 6 of the Temperate, the health, wellness, daily routine of the Virgo energy, organizing that Aquarian spirit, being revolutionary, unique, leadership energy. Happening here as Aquarius is the one dealing with the in the Sephiroth, taking that cardinal best foot forward. We're a revolutionary in that fourth house, the house of home and family, nurturing emotional spirit and stuff like that. So, that's where our mind is at. A lot of the way we are nurturing our society and the way society is nurturing our home and family, those two going one and the same has been a big theme, right now. A lot of people going through, big transformations, and they really need that nurturing from their society. They need their community to show up. It's time for us to show up and take our power back. We know the sun is sitting real close to Pluto, where Pluto's creating transformations and making truth come out, and we're experiencing it in our sun experiences. And so we have to learn how to embrace it and be accountable and responsible, right? Because you're held accountable for what you know. You know what I'm saying? When you know it, it's there, and it's like, well, I gotta do better. I gotta behave better. I gotta act better because I know better now, right? In our energy exchanges, the sun is over there at a 20 degrees in Capricorn in the fourth house. So a lot of challenges are coming to our fourth house to help us have a different set of authority over who rules our house. Whether on a corporate level, a government level, a patriarchal level, who cutting your checks, what I'm saying? Who's feeding you, who's educating you, all the different elements of home and family are dealing with different challenges that's helping come with new boundaries, discipline, and order, and directed to that stuff. It's also in the realms of emotional self. You know, a lot of times we have a lot of emotional challenges we've experienced throughout life, different experiences that taught us to be more harsh, have a callous heart or whatever, what have you. But maybe that wasn't the best direction to go with your emotional self. Maybe you just needed better boundaries. You don't have to like turn your back on the world. You don't have to be Timon and Pumbaa. Okay, so as far as the nakshatra that the sun is in, because it is in a constellation, it is near a star. So I know these are lunar mansions, but that doesn't mean other planets can't be nearby. Um, it's ruled by the moon itself. This Shravana nakshatra, which is the 22nd one, its presiding deity is Vishnu, the protector and preserver of the universe in Hindu mythology. The symbol of Shravana is the three footprints or the ears. It has Capricorn influence because it's ruled by Saturn, which brings discipline and ambition, communication, structure, learning, and understanding. The ruling planet is the moon. Mind, emotions, and intuition is heavy here. So having the structure and the planning and stuff like that, still bringing that alignment with the fact that it's Capricorn in the fourth house. So we love it there. Jupiter is stationary this morning at 7:31 a.m. and begins the Prograde motion. Hey, we love it here because Jupiter brings the expansion, the abundance, the optimism, the movement, the fire of the Sagittarian vibes. Foreign interactions is key here, and we've been on pause with that a lot lately. Somebody wake up my sleepy Sagittarians, or wherever Sagittarius is in your chart, you'll feel like being very much energized today and wanting to open that up. And I love that for you. Right now, as a collective, we have Jupiter sitting over there in Gemini on our thought process. So expansion, abundance, building a utopia, being more philanthropic towards our community. Let me double check what house that's in the ninth house. And the ninth house is being ruled by Gemini, right? So community on that philanthropic energy. We really have to start showing up for each other. Power is going back to the people. What y'all going to do with it? Uranus is going to go over there and progressively push y'all. So y'all might as well just do the work now while Jupiter is there. Because when Uranus goes in Gemini, it's not going to play with y'all. Okay. Venus was spotted in the sky Sunday night. Yeah, you guys should see it should be a whole line of planets being spotted in the sky, especially when the moon is in Pisces, because a lot of those planets are sitting over there in Pisces by the moon. I think I saw like, who is in the Aries constellation? Uranus. Uranus is in the Aries constellation. But I saw it was a bright star over there by the moon tonight. It was very nice. I was like, that's not a star. That has to be a planet. It's huge. I can't wait to get my what do you call it? My telescope. I'm gonna have so much fun manifesting it into my space. But yeah, Jupiter is sitting over there in Gemini in our thought process, bringing that expansion. And then in our energy exchanges, Jupiter is sitting over there in Taurus, bringing expansion, abundance, and utopic energy, and our balance between the materialistic world and our spiritual self. So more spiritual experiences, and you'll realize how much your vortex and your energy controls a lot of things around you. Leonis Minoris reached the end of activity today. That is the meteor shower coming from the Leo constellation. Venus enters Draconic Aries today, so new beginnings to our spiritual heart chakra. What we value, what we prioritize. The celestial designer making things all pretty and creative. We want to take initiative. Our spirit's taking initiative in those bonds and contracts and those different facets of love. Being a little aggressive here. So my draconic energy that is Venusian led, you guys might feel a surge of energy happening in that space, in that vortex, especially if you have your draconic placement, close by a tropical or a tropical or Vedic placement, so check your Venus on the draconic chart. Check where whatever planet you have near Aries. I don't think I have any Aries placement. My Mars. No, not my Mars. My Mars might be in Taurus on the Vedic chart. I don't remember what degree it is in Gemini. Um, Maybe my 10th house. My 10th house might be Aries. Because my 10th house is Taurus and on my tropical. I gotta check the degrees. But hello, sir. I was trying to give you guys an example, but I couldn't think of anything because I don't know if I have any Aries in my chart. I don't think I do. But wherever you have Aries in your chart, Venus is bringing those planetary placements in those houses, lots of love and priority and beauty, and we love it there, right? Eros enters the Capricorn constellation. So in our energy exchanges, we're coming to a sense of authority, having some limitations and restrictions, creating boundaries. Listen, keep your heart light as a feather. Y'all know I preach that all the time when you guys are creating boundaries. We got heavy on the love yesterday, even pulled a bunch of love cards. So I'm like, we're gonna start doing things from love instead of from pain and hurt and trauma and challenges and in spite of, and because that person played in my face, and because this one is mean, and this is a, we want to start building in love, and love of self, and love of the universe, and love of energy, and love of balance, and love of the kind of life that we want to have versus the one we're having. You know what I'm saying? But Eros enters Capricorn constellation at 8:55 a.m. So challenges happen into your heart chakra, and we enjoy those challenges because they give us the strength that we need, right? Planetary, oh, we're not even there yet, but that's the astrological astronomical report, y'all. So now we're going to get into the calendar. Y'all know we in the month of TV. In the ancient Kemetic calendar, we get 3 seasons a year, 4 months a season, 30 days a month, and each week is divided into a decan. We're kind of almost to the midpoint of the first decan of the month, being on a day of 4. This is the decan of taking initiative, getting knowledge. Cardinal energy is heavy here. We are in the energy of TV, which is ruled by the deity Isis, which brings magical and fertility energy. Imagining how you want your garden to grow during the Aries season. When we get to that those May flowers, that's what we're doing right now. Lots of introspection, lots of visualizations that are assisting with our manifestations, right? We move in gratitude. Then we get into the month of Shavat, which we just entered during the Lunar New Year. Let me pull that up in my notes. That one I haven't gotten as versed with, but you see I'm getting real good with the month of TV, and we're out of the month of TV when we get February 7th. February 7th is the last day of the month of TV on the ancient Kemetic calendar. I had to think about it. I had to roll my eyes up and see it. I got lots of Venus in my chart. Well, you only have one Venus, but you have lots of like Taurus and Libra placements. So the month of Shavat is on the Hebrew calendar. The new year for the trees is on the 12th of February, according to the Gregorian calendar. But that is considered the 15th of Shavat. Shavat marks the beginning of the rainy season in Israel. It is the month of growth and renewal, symbolizing fruit-bearing season in the spiritual sense. So lots of precipitation this month. So expect it, whether it's hail, snow, rain, drizzle, dew, fog, all the condensation, precipitation. That's what's happening here. But it's loosening up the soil for when we enter we have the hunger moon next, but the worm moon is thereafter. So, if you know, right? But this is the fruit bearing season in the spiritual sense when we get that growth and renewal energy from the rains. But I talked about the new year of the tree on the 12th of Shavat, and that's there. And then getting back into the forecast presentation, the year 2025 has been brought to us by wisdom in our cipher and wisdom in our power, and we move in gratitude as we harvest it in the year of 9. Also reminding you guys how to calculate your personal year. What you're going to do is you're going to take the month you were born, add it to the day you were born, and then add it to the year of 9 and condense it down to one number. Hey, Harmony, I'll give you an example. I was born in the month of 9. I was born on the 19th. 1 plus 9 equals 10. That brings 1. So 9 plus 1 equals what? 10. Bring it back down to the 1. And then I put that into the year of 9. So 9 plus 1 brings the next. So this is like a big 1 and 9 year for me. 1 and 10. Rooted upward, rooted downward, harvest. Rooted upward, rooted downward, harvest. I'm dealing with that like 3 times this year. But overall for me, this is my year of 1. So while collectively we're harvesting, for me, I'm learning how to stand on my 1s and 2s. It's scary out here, y'all. Of being more independent, leadership. So that's how you calculate your personal year. Now, if you want to calculate your personal month, you're going to take your personal year. Giving you an example, my personal year is 1, and you're going to add that to the month. So right now we're in the month of 2, right? February is the second month of the year. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now you take your personal year and add it to the month of 2. And that gives you so I'm in my month of understanding and creation and expression. I'm in my Bina month of challenges coming to help me with my root chakra. And we love it here. I feel that real heavy. Then we get into the personal day, you know. So while I'm doing the daily mathematics about the collective, you can do your daily mathematics on your personal. So we already know what the personal year and month is for yourself. So it makes it easy. You're just going to take your personal month, which is for me is 3, because we calculated that already, right? And today is the 4th day of the month. So I'm just going to put 3 plus 4. So for today, today's a day of 7 for me, you know. So, tomorrow will be the 5th. So it'll be 3 plus 5. Tomorrow will be the day at 8. Transformation. Jesus Christ. Um, but you keep going, and that's how you do your personal daily mathematics. In the alchemy, we are in the year of gold, being passionate, interesting, and faithful people, attracting many people, being generous, kind, and having long lasting relationships. Love of luxuries and spending money is heavy here. Ambition and willpower is heavy here too. That's kind of like an alignment of being in the year of Jubilee. Whether in the 9, gold, Jubilee, they all go hand in hand. We have entered a new horoscope energy for the West African horoscope. We're now in the vibe of the wealth of Amber, which starts today, February 4th, and we have this energy until March 5th. This energy blesses the natives with a sense of morality as well as rebellion and kind of challenges the rest of us with it. Hey, Hood, giving us unique instincts, being adventurous but not methodical or organized. So, working on a balance between being adventurous and methodical and organized. You guys should have a facet of both, and that's fun there. Highly passionate about material goods. Be mindful of being easily lost while you're dealing with all your options. The otter is the Native American horoscope, where this is the butterfly clan, which is air energy. We entered this energy on January 20th. We're here to February 18th, demanding bliss and hope, inviting us to behave like children, have fun, and accept the flow of life, strength to smooth out any circumstances. You guys know in the Chinese zodiac, we are in the year of the wood snake. A period of transformation, creativity, wisdom, and unpredictability, being flexible, having diplomacy, opportunities amongst challenges, physical vitality, and passion. And for my dragons, this brings you guys ambition. The dragon's ambition will blend well with the snake's planning, because no impulsiveness during the year of snake. You gotta plan things out, move nice and slow, because it's the wood snake. High highs make low lows. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle. So everything you guys learned in the year of 8 about being cool, keeping your cool regardless of the highs and the lows around you, that is what you're going to exercise and implement in this wood snake space for success, right? From 1 to 100, how do you know the Bible, ma'am? Maybe a 55. Because I would say 55 because I know the stories. I don't know all the stories verbatim, and I don't know any quotes. Like, how some people just start spitting out scripture to you. I can't do that. But I can spit out some like Shakespeare and some Hawthorne real quick. I don't know if that's like equivalent. um as far as the energy of the ox, my oxens, you guys being steady and reliable, that nature of you will benefit from the snake growth. So keep that slow and steady energy, regardless of how fast certain zodiac energies on the western, hemisphere of things go. The rooster, positive developments in career and love for you guys. The monkey, your adaptability will bring new beginnings for you guys. And the snake, career advancements and being aware of your overconfidence will help you guys. Some signs that's going to get challenged this year. The tiger, you guys are very impulsive, so your impulsive nature may clash with the snake's calculations. Please, no impulsive movements. The pig may experience difficulties. The pig may experience difficulties due to clashing personalities. Caution and finance and emotions are heavy here for the pig. But yeah, this is the number of equality, because snake is the 6th sign in between the 12 signs. So it brings on that stability, kind of like the Taurian vibes. And we love it here with the energy of the wood snake. So coming into the week energy, in the Kemetic calendar, we are in Amun Ra energy. We're here until the 11th of the month. This is the king of gods, confidence, polite optimism, great leaders, and control. And in the Hebrew calendar, we're in Yom Shlishi. Let me go back to my notes there. I know the grace that is spoken. That is what I hold from the Bible. Yeah, I do want to take time to read the Bible this year. Right now, we're reading the Kabbalah, leading into the Zohar and the Kabbalion. But at some point, probably not right away, because after that I was like, Spirit, I think I want to get into quantum physics with you guys and find a really good quantum physics book with you guys, to bring the science, you know, connections to the religious books and the spiritual books we've been reading thus far. So, but at some point, I would like to get into the Quran and the Bible this year. I think that's something I would do. Definitely. If you guys know any good Buddhist books or Hindu or whatever other walks of life, you know, feel free to let me know. I do a stream reading on my Facebook page. So that's why we're reading the books. But today is the day of Yom Shlishi, which is the third day or the Tuesday. On the third day, God gathered the waters caused by land and caused dry land to appear. This is Genesis 1:9-13, and it is also the day when vegetation began to grow. It is a day associated with growth and nourishment. This day is considered a day of blessing because it is the only day in creation where two blessings are mentioned, which is the waters and the land, or the vegetation. Sounds like three, doesn't it? It symbolizes abundance, growth, and the fertility of the earth. The key words for Yom Shlishi is growth, abundance, and nourishment. Now, on the Hindu calendar, we're dealing with Lord Hanuman and Lord Mars. This Lord or deity, devotees of Lord Rama also venerate him on this day. Um, the monkey god is a symbol of strength, devotion, and courage. He is also a remover of obstacles and is associated with physical and mental resilience. Mars, the planet of energy, action, and aggression, aligns with Lord Hanuman's qualities. Some associated activities on Tuesdays, they're regarded as special days for offering prayers to this Lord. Devotees perform Hanuman Chalisa recitations or visit Hanuman temples. It's believed that fasting on Tuesday can bring good fortune and courage. And so now we're going to go back to the forecast. We know today is the day of the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura, which means the city of jewels. This is located on the upper abdomen, or the middle back. Willpower, power, self-expression, self-esteem, courage, confidence, and energy is the vibe here. The globe is the, visualization from my Reiki healers. The element is fire. C note for my musicians, the vowel sound. 528 hertz, and yellow 590 to 560 nm. And as far as the Hakals go, we're dealing with Ram or Hring, Hlring. We know Mars is associated with Ogun and Herakahudi, right? The celestial enforcer. The internal side is Aries, which is the fire, the gut that controls the mind, and everything starts with the thought. Scorpio is the transformations that happen once the gut tells the thought, you start making things happen. But both sides are in alignment with Herakahudi, that fifth Sephiroth, the fifth sphere, in the Medu Neter or the Neterus, and the Kabbalah, the Metatron. This is the enforcement of law. So wherever your internal law is, this is how you'll enforce it. Your ambition, how you're triggered and angered when people behave around you against your internal law. If you find yourself trying to control other people, places, things, situations outside of yourself, it's because you're lacking control within. So be mindful of that. As far as like the Sephiroths go, there's like a back and forth between the Mars and the throat chakra and Mercury. So here it's like Jabora severity is more so the throat chakra, because we do express and communicate our boundaries in order. So that is an alignment there. So we have went over the numerology, the gematria, the Neterus. We went over the astrological astronomical report. We have gone over the nakshatras. We have gone over the Hindu, the Hebrew, the ancient Kemetic calendar. We have went over the horoscopes of West Africa, Native American, Chinese, and alchemy. So now let's get into the planetary hours, y'all. And then I'm going to read you out of here. Thich Nhat Hanh has many great Buddhist texts living still. Oh, let me write that down. Thank you again, Buddha. I really like that Zen Mind, Buddha Mind book that we read a couple books ago. That was fun. Tonight or this morning, however way you want to look at it, will be our last day reading the Kabbalah book, which was pretty exciting. So let's get into pile up my books as we go through the things. The planetary hour. So we start So we start with the Mars energy, you know, the solar plexus chakra vibe. The hours of Mars are from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., and then 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. You know, Mars is where we feel our assertion, our aggression. It's where we may do some physical activity, get into with our solar plexus chakra during its hours. We know Mars is still in retrograde. It's now entered the 10th house, though. So tapping into your Mars, your ambition, and stuff like that. Wait a minute, I lied. I'm looking like, wait a minute, that's not right. It's not right. We're not in the 10th house. We're in the ninth house because we went in retrograde. Yeah, but Mars is over there in the ninth house. It's in Cancer energy. It's at a 19, so knowledge being born today on your Mars, your solar plexus chakra, while you're, you know, in those spaces in time, and we love it here. But yeah, it's in retrograde, so it's moving slower. They say like Cancer debilitates Mars because it prevents Mars from moving as fast and, you know, as impulsive as it wants to, because it more so wants you to nurture and have introspection of your solar plexus chakra. Like, what gets you going? How do I nurture my ambition and what I want to move towards, you know? And we move in gratitude there, and it's fun. Our hours of the sun. Now, sun deals with our experiences, vitality, experiences that make us tap into our confidence and our courageous self. You know, those hours are, let's get my cards together. Those hours are 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. The sun is sitting over there in Aquarius. We said it was at a 1 and 5, which brings us 6 back into the today's mathematics of the Tipperary. You know, it's in Aquarius, being revolutionary, and, you know, society as a whole. You know, the power to be unity and one. And it's directing towards people's home and family and feminine energy and their matriarchal self. Also, our emotional connection to one another. So while we're trying to connect more emotionally with each other, remember there will be entities out here that are trying to emotionally invoke us. You know, for every energy, there's equal opposite energy. Please don't be emotionally invoked on anything outside of what you want, you know, to be emotionally set on. Nurturing and being empathetic and sympathetic to other people's emotional needs and emotional, you know, output is key here too. We need more sympathy. We need more empathy. We need more compassion. More love, y'all. More love. The sun is sitting over there in Capricorn, and the energy exchange is giving us the discipline, the boundaries, the survival, and authority of self, you know, as we embark on that revolutionary fourth house energy. You know, shouts to everybody that's dealing with the new beginnings in their home and family. My condolences to those who are still learning how to compute the different new beginnings that's happening around them. Because not all the new beginnings are pretty and roses and butterflies, and sometimes that's hard to digest. Yet we still learn to move in gratitude because that's the best frequency to be on. Now, the hours of Venus are from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and then 11 p.m. to midnight. Venus deals with our heart chakra, our space of value and priority, the balance between the material and the spiritual self, and we love it there. Venus is a good time to deal with like your, you know, if you like to create art, you know, fashion, jewelry, painting. Also, if you have romantic pursuits, you know, you want to voice your love to a friend or a family member or something, the time of Venus is a good time to do that. Also, a good time to make business decisions, right? We have Venus sitting over there in Pisces at a 29 degrees, so we're slowly making our way to that Aries new beginnings in our heart chakra. I love it here. But we've been imagining all this time. So now it's time to start acting on the things that we imagine with our business, at least in our thought process, right? In tropical. In our business and stuff like that. Now, Venus just entered the Pisces constellation. So in our energy exchanges, we're having a spiritual experience based upon where our thought process was in Pisces. So be mindful of that. Now our mind is on acting on, and while we're acting on, we're having the spiritual experiences in our Venusian pursuits. So kudos to you guys who have really been putting in the effort of thinking about the kind of business you want to create. That is such a divine alignment. I'm thinking about how my day went today and the different conversations I had and how good they felt. I love it here. It's in the fifth house too. All this is happening in the fifth house, so it's more like fatherhood type energy, the patriarchal vibe, but also the inner child self, your inner creative, romantic, passionate self. You know, because that's Leo vibes, and we love the Leo vibes, right? Yeah. or being creative. Be mindful of being a thespian. It's crazy how aligned these cards are that I'm pulling. I can't wait to read them to you as I'm going through this stuff. That's so crazy. Um, all right, so the next hour, Mercury. Mercury is from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then midnight. We start Wednesday at the hour of Mercury. Mercury, of course, right? Mercury deals with communication, learning, teaching, speaking. And vocation is heavy here too. Harvesting. It's a good hours for trade and traveling. Mercury, our throat chakra, is sitting over there in the 11th degree of mastery in the 11th house of Aquarius. So invoking the society that we want to be in, right? What kind of society do you want? We see a lot of people, especially on these screens, really working towards the society they want to create, especially those people with the overactive solar plexus chakras. You guys need to start getting popping on that solar plexus chakra and start really acting on and thinking the kind of society you want to live in. I want to live off grid in my best life. I'm not sure, how and when that's gonna happen, because there are also some other things that I want to do that involve me actually being on grid to a certain level of extent. So I'm figuring it out what that's gonna look like, what the timeline for that is coming into. So y'all give me grace and give me patience as I navigate through the things. But that's just me being transparent with you guys about my personal journey. I am an Aquarius rising, so Mercury is hitting my rising energy. I mean, not Aquarius rising. I'm a Aquarius North Node, and I'm a heavy Mercurian. So that's how that's for me. It's happening in the third house of community and communication. That Gemini energy, learning how to be focused through all the different options. Being fickle there as far as how you want to be in society. Definitely an alignment with myself, right? Now, Mercury and the energy exchanges is still sitting over there in Capricorn vibes. So the limitations, restriction, authority is essential here to be in the society that you want to be in. So in the society you guys are imagining, who is the authority? Is it you? Is it a community? Is it some person on the TV screen? Is it somebody that lived hundreds and thousands of years ago? Is it an old mummy? Is it like ancient laws and order? Is it physics? What is it? What is the authority here in your society? And we're all entitled to the society that we want to live in. That's the power of being a part of this reality and being multiple, like an infinite amount of facets of the God, or the ultimate energy. However way you want to look at it, we love it there, right? So the moon's hours are from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And the moon is all about compassion. Home and family are good times to deal with here. Hey Paul, how you doing, love? Dealing with the sympathy and empathy of other people's emotional selves, dealing with the matriarchal energy. We love it here. So doing some emotional journaling, some meditation, stuff like that is definitely a big key here. We talked about the moon being at 0 degrees Taurus. So gang to the moon and Taurus, having more introspection in our space of business and wealth and facets of love. It's happening in the sixth house. So 6 houses of organization and health. Deal with your health heavy here, especially your heart chakra health. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys be harboring negative emotions and y'all don't realize that has a big effect on your actual heart and how your heart pumping through your body and how your veins and arteries are reacting to that heart being, pumped. So have some consideration. Moon is still sitting in Aries constellation, the new beginnings, being motivated and ambition, still connecting. Like the moon in Aries constellation is like Mars and Cancer, back and forth. New beginnings to the home and family and the nurturing of self. And we're moving gratitude here. All right. So, if your cards want to start falling out my hand, it'd be fun here. The hours of Saturn. Saturn brings the challenges. Saturn is also really good for long-term planning and organizing that discipline itself, right? And Saturn is sitting over there in Aquarius, giving us the experiences of the societies, the different kind of societies as we're shopping for the kind of society we want to live in. Our thought process is there. Also, how society will affect your home and family. Like, I want to live in this kind of society, and I want to have this kind of home while I'm in this kind of society, and whoop whoop wop. And what are you doing? What are you willing to work towards it? And remember, it's over there in Capricorn, in the Capricorn constellation. So it's dealing with long-term planning. So a lot of things that you want, it may take some time to get to it. So have some patience, like me. I want to live off grid on some land, but that is like, while I would love to do that in 3 hours, that takes some time and some effort. And I'm just learning how to pour into my cup as I pour into cups of others, and it's fun here, I guess. But yeah, all of that, everything is everything. So having those root chakra experiences of society and being revolutionary, as well as creating discipline, order, and survival of self towards that home and family nurturing and what feels good, because it's emotional energy too. Those are keys during those hours. Wait. I said Saturn, and I was looking at the sun. My bad, y'all. That's the sun placement. I don't even know how we got there. Saturn is 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then the sun, Saturn is over there in Pisces in the fifth house, imagining the things that we want. Going back to your inner child with that long term planning and imagining the things that your inner child wanted and start to bring some of them things into fruition if it's still stuff that resonates. Now, Saturn and our energy exchanges is sitting in Aquarius. Oh, that's probably how I got to the sun. Because Sun and Saturn are together, giving us those experiences in a certain sense, while the sun is giving us the Capricorn challenges. Saturn is giving us the society over there in that constellation. And a lot of you guys already had that mindset of the kind of society you want since childhood. So it's like really tapping into that. Five also deals with the creative self, the romantic self and things of that nature. So keep that in mind too while you're in your imagination and your thought process of long term planning, that chesed vibe. Also reminding you that a lot of these challenges are spiritual experiences, spiritual planning, and you're doing things that are beneficial to your subconscious. It's like, well, I don't even know why I want this stuff so much. Why am I so passionate about this? Why am I willing to go through all these different things and have so much resilience? Because it's a soul experience that you're looking for. Probably some unfinished business you had in your past life that you're trying to finish in this one. Stuff like that. Do your meditations. Jupiter also deals with long-term planning, but while Saturn focuses on like the challenges and the restrictions and authority, Jupiter kind of gives you that expansion and that abundance and tells you how to study to grow your mindset to um, circumvent those challenges. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter hours are from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we talked about Jupiter because Jupiter goes prograde today over there, giving us the expansion and abundance in Gemini and our thought process and our community. It's sitting over there in the eighth house of power, transformations, building and destroying, that Pluto energy. And then in our energy exchanges, Jupiter is giving us that expansion and abundance in Taurus, which is what we value, what we've been prioritizing. What have you been prioritizing? Some of you guys have been prioritizing shit y'all don't like and shit y'all don't want. Especially y'all over there keep going to that job you don't like. You keep prioritizing different concepts and values you don't care for. Prioritizing relationships you don't even want to be in. You know, and you want to keep expanding on that and growing on that and keep saying, well, we've been here for 10 years, we've been here for 11 years, we've been here for 12 years. Like, that's depressing. That is definitely suppressing that sacral chakra. Jupiter wants you to be in more in joy and creativity and expand. And don't be afraid to move. Foreign energy exchanges is definitely key with the sacral chakra. So being mindful of that and cultivating that with yourself because you deserve it. So those are the planetary hours and the planetary placements. And it was really fun to share those with you. So now I'm going to read you guys on out of here. It's a good time. So these are the cards I pulled. And it was so in alignment as I'm talking about the planet the card pull. Hey, Billy. Hello, Dogon. Peace to the God. So the overall vibe is comfrey. These are the numbers 3 and 2. Finding understanding and expression in our balance or harmony. 5 ultimately is bringing us to power. Completion is key here as we're in our power. The planet you guys want to focus on is the Sagittarian goat energy. You want to focus on Sagittarius vibes here. The challenges that come into your space for your authority of self, so you can come into that sense of completion. Capricorn energy, 10th house. Focus on those placements, y'all. It's the tower vibe. So it's lots of towers that are falling in our solar plexus chakra, which is making room for us to have the things that we want. So let the towers fall. Y'all don't like those things. I don't know why y'all keep expanding on stuff that y'all don't like and y'all don't want in y'all space. Stuff you guys been complaining about for mad long. And then you get mad when you witness. It's kind of like that Lilith energy. I hate these things. But when I see somebody else being unapologetic about acting on the hate, I get so triggered. Why are you so triggered about seeing somebody eradicate the things you've been saying you dislike this whole time? I will give you an example since we're talking about Capricorn and Capricorn deals with authority. A lot of people give the government authority of self. For years, we have been complaining. Why is all our money going to aid other countries and other wars? Why, for us that have family in the military, I have lots of family in the military. I hate the idea of my family possibly being deployed to other countries. Granted, some of them like it because that's a perk. They get to travel, but it's the reason behind the traveling. Sometimes it's like, is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us have those worries. Like my family being deployed, they're being gone for hours. You guys are having kids that your partner isn't around to raise. You guys having virtual relationships. We hate it here. So why get upset when you see energy moving to make those towers fall? Why are we getting angry about that? Is it going to be easy? No. But neither was being in the position we have been being in. Same thing with you being at your job. You hate that job. You can't stand that manager and you can't stand those policies and procedures. So why would you get mad when new management comes in and, makes all those towers fall? They're literally doing what you manifested. Was it going to be easy? No, you got to get adjusted to the changes that are occurring. But it's what you asked for, right? Let the towers fall in your root chakra because it's going to make space for the things that you actually want there. You got to have the strength. You got to have the strength. Isn't that what Buddy Love said to Professor Clump? You got the strength. And the strength card is 8 transformations happening. You got to be strong enough to go through the challenges that are happening here for you. For you and for me. Take advantage, man. Take advantage. What parts of stuff we gonna focus on, y'all? We're going to focus on our Malkuth. We're gonna bring all of these non-physical traits to our earthly self. I want you guys to utilize these human vessels and these physical events, people, places, things, ideas, and stuff, and make it spiritual. This is all spiritual. Everything here is spiritual. So be here, be grounded. A lot of you guys go into the crown chakra and y'all don't come back. Y'all be so dissociated and detached or whatever. We can't get you to come back to save our lives. And it's exhausting. And aren't you exhausted? Because when you come back to earth, it's so many challenges and all these things around you. And oh my God, what's this? What's that? Oh my God. You guys are self-diagnosing yourself with all these mental disorders. And that's because you have all this non-physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, psychological energy, all these sephiros, and you're not tying them down to the Malkuth. You're not anchoring them. Anchor them. You deserve that, right? This is the Page of Swords. You are the writer to your intellect. You guys get to bring all that stuff down to your earthly self. Focus on the earth and the air connection. Don't be so airy that you forget about the earth. And don't be so earthly that you forget about the air, right? They both matter. Discovery in the root chakra. And that's what happens because the root chakra is heavy earth. The root chakra is actually a combination of earth and air. That's Capricorn and Aquarius, bringing us back to the cap. We're focusing on our root chakra today, y'all. It's the root chakra, heavy energy. And we're on the day of 6. So I want you guys in your tippereth while we're dealing with this root chakra energy and realize all these events and these energy exchanges and these challenges and the rising and the falling of the things that's happening in our root chakra is spiritual, is energetic, is physics, right? For centuries, we have been invoking certain things and it's coming to play. You think that humans are the only energy that are invoking certain things? Animals have been collectively invoking certain things and certain treatments. They want us to stop farming them the way we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? And so there are certain things that's going to start happening to the farming, the USDA, agriculture, all that stuff like that. It's going to be transformations happening because the animals are even coming together on an energetic level, right? And then be mindful of a greedy man on that 1 and 2. There's a greedy man in the knowledge and wisdom. Coming to the 3 of being an understanding, still dealing with that root chakra energy. So be mindful of him. Know that they exist. Be mindful if that's you and you're being greedy. Even if you're being greedy with good intentions. Like, I just want it all at one time. Okay, but the way physics says is you can't be in 2 places at the same time. You can't be over here and over there, and no 2 things can sit in the same place at the same time. Those are the laws and the restrictions and the boundaries, root chakra, on the physical realm. Learn the law of physics. You can, in the law of physics, you learn about the non-physical and you learn about the physical at the same time. I can't wait to get into a quantum physics book with you guys. We're going to have so much fun. But that's what we're focusing on today. We're focusing on our tippereth, our confident and courageousness, the transformations, because not only is the sun sitting over there in the root chakra of Aquarius and Capricorn, but Pluto was sitting over there too, creating transformations and empowering us. Towers are falling. We love that here, and we move in gratitude for Pluto. Now, did we say this was going to be easy? No. Did we say it was going to be pretty? No. Are some energies going to have to ascend? Yes, because not only do we need new power and new positions and places of power here on the physical, we also need that on the non-physical. So certain energies have to ascend, and that makes space for certain energies to be born. We have to give birth to certain babies under these moons and these stars and these celestial alignments. We definitely need certain babies to be conceived underneath the eclipses that we have coming up and stuff like that. So keep in mind, this is all a spiritual experience, but bring it down to the Malkuth. That'll help you ingest, digest, and understand a lot of these physical exchanges instead of making everything so emotional. Not everything is emotional. Some things is energy. Use the swords. You know, the emotional is for the vertex, is for the vibration, the celestial designing. That's what the heart chakra is for. The heart chakra is for celestially designing what you want. It's not for all this other stuff. We don't use our heart chakra for knowledge. We don't use our heart chakra for intellect. We don't use our heart chakra for action. And we don't use our heart chakra for, manifesting. You know, we use it for designing. You know, what do we like? And that's why we say don't focus on what you don't like, because the vibration, the heart pump, the frequency is still the same. And when you focus on what you don't want and you allow that to emotionally invoke you, guess what? It's still going to be in your vortex. That's why emotions is not for manifesting, because you can be heightened in emotion and you're manifesting some nonsense. You're manifesting things you don't want to do. When I say that, I'm thinking about that movie with Brendan Fraser. What was that? Bedazzled. Kept manifesting all these things, and it kept having like these underlining things attached to it. And it's like, dang, why can't I just get what I want? And it's because you are manifesting things from your heart and not your mind. You're not being intellectual. You're not thinking. You're just feeling. And those feelings is always going to give you some underlining extra shit that you didn't want. So be mindful of that today, especially with the moon going through the first nakshatra, which is heavy on the emotional impulses. And we know that does not coincide well with the energy of the wood snake. We are not here to be impulsive. We're here to plan and think things through. Use your heart for what it's good for. Use your mind for what it's good for. Allow both to come into the earth complementary and not one over the one or one versus the one. It's not mind versus heart. They complement each other. They both have their own job. Just like we don't take action with our emotions. Take action with your emotions. It's like when people be going to court and they be like, oh, it was an act of passion. It was an act of passion. Yeah, you were acting out of emotion. All you saw was black. You weren't here, you know? And now look at you, about to go to jail. Now you about to have a baby. You about to make a whole new bloodline with this person you don't even like, for real, because you was acting out of passion. You see all the silly mistakes you make when you see red or black or the rose-colored glasses. Yeah, we don't act out of emotions. Emotions is for the vortex. That's for the nervous system. That's for introspection. Did I make sense to y'all? I hope I did. Because every Sephiroth has a place. I want y'all to really work on this root chakra, and what y'all placing it with is earth and air, intellect and solid. Bring that intellect down to the physical. Think more, here. Stop letting people pull on your emotions. Because that's what a lot of this stuff out here is, in these memes and these reels and this false information and these half-read articles and CDF student social media influencers with half a brain telling y'all what to think, because they're invoking how you feel. And so you think those feelings you feel are now thoughts and intellect and righteous. No, they're not. It's all spiritual thoughts. So I would be okay if war had its last breath ever. I would be too. But you know what the alignment of that is? We are in a spiritual war, right? Within ourselves, most definitely. A lot of us do not recognize the spirituality and of what's going on. And so as within, so without. So as long as we have those inner conflicts between our light and our dark, the different facets of ourselves within our four elements, the fifth if you include the ethers, and I'm sure we have more elements than that as we start to expand ourselves. As long as you feel like you have to pick one over the other, You have to kill the ego to be up here, or you have to kill up here to be to earth. As long as you have that going on the inside, you'll always see war on the outside. And there's 7 billion people we have to get in alignment with that. Doesn't that sound like a lot of so much? And it's not just with us on a human to human, it's with animals, it's with land, it's with nature, it's with outer space. And the more we keep expanding with this incomplete interior war, now we're trying to build colonies on outer planets and stuff like that with that same internal conflict. We're just spreading the war further and further like a plague. So we really have to learn how to um, allow our internal self to complement each other. It's not one versus the other. It's not kill the ego. It's hug and nurture the ego. Have intellect in alignment with the ego. Have emotional connection in alignment with the ego. And allow the ego to come into fruition. It's having them all come together. It's knowing that it's not angels versus demons. They both are together. It's not yin versus yang. They're together, It's not good versus bad. It's not righteous versus unrighteous. They flow together. Everything flows together. Universe doesn't know good or bad, right or wrong. It goes where it's called, And once you stop that internal conflict, I promise, the ongoing wars have been going on forever seem to be on the most spiritual grounds. Don't you see? It's on the most spiritual grounds. The mounds on top of our ancestors, the city capitals, or on top of our temples, our historic temples, and pyramids, and the certain crystals and metals and stuff in the soil. In the Middle East is a big spiritual ground. A lot of war happening there. That's where the majority of stuff is happening at. So you have to, and right now, that war energy, that Mars is hanging out with Cancer, so it's creating that emotional conflict amongst people. Everybody's speaking from their emotions right now, warring against other people and their emotions. It's emotional war. It's a matriarchal war. It's women versus women all over the place. Now women are getting to the top, and while they're at the top, they're fighting each other. Like, why are y'all fighting each other? We finally are getting our thrones back, and y'all want to fight. And then it doesn't help that you have the media that's egging that on, keeping that going. There's certain energies here that need that to exist for them to exist. So you got like, oh, you see how this girl, she should have won that Grammy, and that girl should have won that, and this girl should have won that, and see how she, like, I hope that you guys see how fake and false a lot of this social media stuff is starting to get, where people are creating narratives. Do you see her face when such and such was performing? And it's clear that those aren't the same clips. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Hopefully y'all see that a lot. But now, and then they have the war of the homes, whether you're dealing with the housing market. People work very hard to not be able to afford housing. Is crazy. Then you have a lot of people's houses on fire. I lost my house on fire. I'm still trying to figure it out. You have people all on the West Coast. A lot of people in Philly lost their homes. A plane just went into these people's homes in Philly. A lot of people are losing their matriarchs, you got all this energy going on. And that's the war of the emotions happening right now. So we just take a breath and we try to be the love, be the light. That's the best thing you do. Like, I'm not here to control any of y'all. I'm just here to express my thought process, where I'm at, and my journey. And I'm growing every day, as you guys can see. And as I grow, we grow, and whoever can connect to it, let's keep growing, keep spreading. Feel free to subscribe and share my videos. If you guys are in Facebook groups and Instagram channels or conversations and stuff like that, share these videos. Share this light. If you guys really think that this is light and love and intellect, share it. Let people know it exists. Especially when somebody's feeling bad about something, like, yo, here's this video. I do it all the time. Not just with I don't really do it that much with my videos, to be honest. I share more so other people's videos. Like, I was just listening to the video. I was just going through this retreat, and now they got the replays up. Like, I'm quick to share somebody else's stuff, especially if it helped me. I'm heavy on sharing different kind of music blends with DJs, because I'm big on music and the frequencies. And I'm like, make sure y'all take y'all dance break today. Dance breaks are very important, especially in this year of 9 with the sacral chakra. Shake the energy off. Break it up in your vortex. Keep it moving, especially in this energy of stillness, because a lot of the stillness is man-made out here and is being brought to us by certain kind of intentions. So we want to shake it up sometimes, you know what I'm saying? While we're still resting and stuff. So that's what I got for you today, my beautiful cosmic nobodies. I really appreciate you guys tapping in. I really feel the vibes. My videos wouldn't be so great if it wasn't for you guys in the comments. You guys, I'm very open to constructive criticism and, instructions. Help me grow. So having these conversations down here with you guys and responding to y'all, that really helps me too. Even when I'm transmuting crazy energy, that transmutation helps me with my inner peace and also my sense of humor, because y'all be bringing some good material. um but yes, I really love it here with you guys, and so I'm glad that you guys love it here too. You post them in my Reclaim Yourself. I just so happened to catch you live. You talked that real. Oh yeah, I love it in that group too. It's lots of great posts. I just got to make more space to go down into the different groups that I'm in and start liking and commenting, but I do be seeing them on my my feed or whatever. But Facebook be separating everything, which gets kind of frustrating. Why can't everything be consolidated? I don't get all the separation. I don't like it there. Having 5, 6 different inboxes, 5, 6 different like threads and news feeds and stuff. It's a lot. Just put it all in one space. I like consolidation. But that's what I got for you today, my cosmic nobodies. Enjoy being in your Tipperef today. Find balance between the earth and the air of your solar of your root chakra. That's your Aquarius and Capricorn. That's ruled by Saturn. So find out what placements are in those spaces. And if you guys want assistance with reading your charts and stuff like that, that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. I'd be more than glad to perform a root chakra reading for you guys today. If you guys want the personal numbers readings, because we talked about your personal month, day, and year, I will be more than glad to help you guys out with your personal numbers. It's only but so many, so 9 is the highest number, so I can definitely help you guys with your personal numbers. I am doing personal number readings. I hope prepare you for the whole year, for real. And so yeah, I love you guys so much. Peace to the tribe. Peace to y'all on YouTube.